Hello, viewers, and welcome to this week's episode of the Live Conversations. This program is brought to you by the Contact Center Association of Zimbabwe, which is the leading voice in advocating for great customer experience, service excellence, as well as service delivery. I'm your host, Carol Konje. And as usual, we bring in different customer experience experts into the studio to discuss more of these issues. And today, I'm joined by Patricia Mchikavaviri. She is the Client Experience and Engagement Executive for Zimnet Group. And she's also the former board member for Contact Center Association of Zimbabwe. She has over 20 years experience in the customer service industry. Patricia, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Kara, for having me. My pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. How is it at Zimnet?
Well, Zimnet is great. We are making lives better, and I believe we are doing a great job. Yeah.
All right, let's just get into our program. In your view, as a CX expert, how do you define customer experience?
Kara, when I look at customer experience, I like to call it client experience. There's more personalization in that. When I look at client experience, I'm looking at the holistic emotions that we evoke in clients across the entire journey with our business. So for me, it's that customer's journey from the end-to-end process across all those touch points. You know, Carrie, human beings, they remember how you made them feel more than what you say to them. And it's very important for our brands, for our businesses, for our resources, for our touch points to evoke those positive emotions within our clients. And when I look at client experience, I bring it more closer to home with what we do every day on our WhatsApp, the emojis. Am I evoking a smiley? Am I evoking that red angry face? Am I evoking, that emoji which is teary and is about to cry because it's helpless? Your brand and your business has made me feel so helpless, so desperate, and to the point that I don't know what to do. So for me, if I look at client experience, all I'm saying is I want that excited emoji, the one that is smiley, the one that can't help it, that can't contain it. And at the end of the day, they become a raving fan for a business.
All right. What is the mandate of a customer experience agent or representative? What does she or he do? What is their mandate?
All right, Kara. An agent is somebody who, or anything that works on behalf of anything. So if it is a human being, it's somebody that works on behalf of a business or for another person. And if I look at a client experience agent, besides the title, I believe that within an organization and within a business, everyone is a client experience agent. In anything that we do within our businesses, our processes, our employees, our day-to-day duties, they have to be focused and put the client at the center of everything that we do. So that's why I believe that everybody within a business, from shop floor worker to the C-suite, everybody is a custodian and has a responsibility to become a client experience custodian. And if I look at the role from your perspective, with somebody with a job description to say they're a client experience agent, I will say it's somebody who has the mandate to become an analyst, an experience analyst on behalf of the business and on behalf of the client. It's somebody who acts at the best interest of the client and the business. They are the catalyst, they are the gatekeeper for the organization. And when they bring in insights to the business regarding how our clients are experiencing our brand, how we are making our clients feel, this is the person who then gives us insights that informs business decision. That role of a client experience agent is empowered to challenge the C-suite, to challenge management, to challenge the processes based on what the client will be saying about our brand and based on how the client is experiencing our brand. So at the end of the day, a client experience agent is somebody who has a mandate to question our processes, to question the CEO, to question our strategic motives when it comes to delivering the brand and the experience to our client.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Today's topic is employee satisfaction versus customer satisfaction. So normally we're talking of how employee satisfaction affects customer satisfaction. So what does an employee need or to perform his or her duties? What should an organization provide? Anything that she must not lack? What does she exactly need?
Carol, I think as businesses, most of the time we are tempted to think of our Maslow hierarchy of needs, the hygienic factors, the intrinsic and the extrinsic drivers. However, when I look from my experience and my perspective and what we are currently going through as a business at Zimnet, one of the key learnings I've seen that we can give our employees to excel, to be satisfied and deliver that exceptional experience to our clients is empowerment. As simple as that. And empowerment, this is when the business provides resources, the anatomy for an individual to make decisions in their day-to-day operations without micromanaging them. And I believe that any business will be successful if we allow our employees, our team members to become decision makers in what they are doing in their day-to-day operations. And let's allow them to make mistakes. I think one of the key things that people find challenges with is that when they make mistakes, it becomes punitive. Let's allow them to make mistakes. Let's learn from them. Let's pick up our pieces, course correct, and move forward as quickly as possible. Yeah, we can't be on a pity party. We can't be reminding each other about what has been happening, because whilst we are doing that, we are holding the client at ransom.
Yeah.
How best can we learn if we are not allowed to then do what we need to do? So I believe that empowerment is the secret ingredient that we can give our employees to be satisfied and to deliver that exceptional experience. As human beings, you can't give what you don't have. So they need to be energized. They need to feel that they are decision makers. They are part of the processes. They are delivering the experience. If you're a blue chip company, when the results come, when you're performing on the stock exchange, they should feel that they are part of that success of the organization because of the contribution they're making to the business.
And why is it important?
It is important. Well, overall, at the end of the day, we are a profit-making organization. We talk of the bottom line and the top line.
The money.
And the client is the paymaster.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, let's make the paymaster happy. Yeah, that's where our bread is buttered. So it's very important. Yeah.
All right. Using Zimnet as a case study, how does employee satisfaction affect customer satisfaction?
Well, it's quite interesting. Zimnet Group comprises of, it's a financial institution, comprises of insurance, microfinance, and asset management. And using Zimnet as a case study, I think I've just kind of unpacked one of the things that we do within our values, which is empowerment. And our business is an emotional business. And it's very key, and it's something that we ensure that it's engraved in our DNA, in the DNA of our team members. Our purpose is to make life better. And we make sure that in everything that we do, before you wake up, how are you going to make life better to your colleague and to the customer? How is your process going to make life better to the business, your colleague, and the customer? So these are the questions that constantly run in our team members in everything that we do. When we wake up every day, when we meet Carol, before we even discuss anything, we do what is called a check-in. Carol, how are you? How can we make your life better today? How have you been making life better for others? So for us, that key process is the foundation of what we do and what deliver that exceptional experience.
All right, so as a follow-up to what you've just said, do you think organizations are really considering employee satisfaction? Or it's all about the customer this, the customer that?
Organizations are now evolving. Why I say they're now evolving, I think during the era when I started working, which was like 20 years ago, 21 years ago.
That's long back.
Yes, we had processes and procedures.
Yeah.
My career, most of my career, I've been in banking.
Mm-hmm.
There's been processes and procedures. You need to do this, you need to do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. Now the process has actually evolved. There is that partnership between the business and its employees in decision making.
Mm-hmm.
You will notice that communication is no longer top bottom, but it can be bottom up, it can be vertical, it can be.
Yeah.
We are allowed to now air our views, critique processes, ask why we do certain things. I come from an industry which is heavily regulated, and the traditionalists who used to say, oh, regulator won't accept this.
Mm-hmm.
Regulator, it has been said by the regulator. Now the millennials will question you and say, why? Why is the regulator saying this? Why are we talking? Have you asked the regulator why we can't do this? So for me, it's that diversity, that flexibility, which is now within the workplaces, where everybody's voice counts, where everybody participates in decision making, where everybody participates in strategy formulation of the organization. And I believe that that participation creates one big happy family. Not always happy, we have our ups and downs, but it then enables us to see that we are part of the family, we are part of the decision making. And when I'm part of something, Carol, when you're part of something, there's ownership, there's a sense of ownership. Yes, you become
entitlement as well.
Yes, you also become an entrepreneur in that. It's your business.
Yeah.
You make sure things are successful. And when you're running your business, you have this gratification that you have, that you want to excel, that you want your business to perform, that you want to contribute significantly to the bottom line. That inner feeling, that emotion which is evoked as you do that, is what drives satisfaction on me as an individual. And like I said, you can't give what you don't have. So I will be able to give that to the client and deliver that exceptional experience as well.
All right. This is the Live Conversations brought to you by the Contact Center Association of Zimbabwe. And today in the studio, I'm with Patricia Mchikavaviri. She is the Client Experience and Engagement Executive for Zimnet Group, and she's also a former board member for Contact Center Association of Zimbabwe. And today we are discussing employee satisfaction versus customer satisfaction. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and comment. And if you missed this program, you can also go to our YouTube channel, which is CCAZ, and watch more. All right, as we proceed, you mentioned that you should also allow your CX representatives to also make mistakes, and then they correct them in going forward. But let's talk about damage control. Customer experience gone wrong. How do you deal with it? You are also in charge of engagement. How is it?
When I talk of damage control, or when I think of damage control within a business and within client experience, I look at the end in mind. The end in mind for me as a business owner, as a team member, and putting myself in the shoes of the client is service recovery. It is quite important for the business to understand that in everything that we do, we still need to win the heart of the client. So yes, mistakes are bound to happen. Clients understand that, but we don't expect mistakes to be happening every day. I think for me, one of the most irritating things is when a business puts a very pretty, innocent face to sing the song, "We are so sorry, we are so sorry." You're so sorry, yes, I understand. So what? Yeah, at the end of the day, so what? You are so sorry. How can you assure me that this won't happen again? At times you might not be able to recoup if it's a financial loss. At times maybe there was omission. You know where I come from, insurance, banking, there's always what you call the fine print. Those little things that are not explained to the client, but we tell you, it was in your contract, Carol. You didn't read. And we are bound by those things. But when they happen, how do we recoup? It's very key to engage. I believe that let's communicate with our clients. Let's explain to them. Don't take ownership. don't divorce yourself from the process and say, oh no, it was the back office. No, it was the finance team that delayed. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to a representative of CCAZ. Take ownership. I don't care who's responsible for what process.
It's none of my business.
Yeah, it's your business
Yeah.
issue, not mine.
Yeah.
Tell me that, Pat, you know what? We are responsible for this. We are sorry for what happened. And we want to assure you that this won't happen again. We want to assure you that it won't happen again because A, we've captured your contact details. B, we understand what you need. Next time, so if it is communication issues, identify how do I want to be engaged by your business. Is it through SMS? Is it through WhatsApp? Next time, we now understand you prefer your conversations on WhatsApp. We'll be sending you a WhatsApp, advising you when your policy is due and how much you need to pay. Than telling me that, we send you an SMS, we're supposed to read your SMS. Who said I want to be contacted on SMS? So when we talk of service recovery, at the end of the day, let's take ownership.
Yeah.
Let's empathize with the client. Let's assure the client that, you know what, if it was a once-off mistake, this won't happen again. And how are we going to course correct? And for me, my family knows when there's damage control, I need to be compensated. So if you've got a difficult client like me, I need my compensation. If it was an airline which broke my Samsonite case, I need a replacement of that case. It's your responsibility. Get me a new case. That's all I want. I just want a bag. I want my bag back. I don't want your money. I want my bag. So take me to that position where I was before I had this bad experience as well with your brain. So let's understand what our clients need and how we can recoup and do our service recovery.
All right. The world is evolving. Digitalization is where we are. Is the way to go. Is our everyday, day-to-day thing that we're doing right now. So how are you ensuring that every customer is incorporated, whether literate or not? Tiri kutaura zvagogo vari kumusha uko vari kuda vanoita sei kuva havasi kuziva kuti muchingoti online toita sei?
Carol. This song of digitalization is it's a very interesting one. Because now we have entered this competitive age where we say, okay, Kara is putting on a black and white trench coat. Tomorrow I want to outshine here and have a red and white trench coat from H&M. Oh, hers is Mark and Spencer. Mine is going to be. So I feel businesses, we have entered into this zone where we are saying, what is the next brand doing? What is the next organization doing in terms of digitalization? Chatbots. Everybody wants a chatbot.
Yeah.
My Gogo in Gwanda doesn't even know what the chatbot does and how it's going to help them. And guess what? They're all in English. So how is it going to be of benefit to me? Digitalization, let's have electronic forms. My uncle in Shabalala there, how is he going to access his the electronic form when he has a compulsive phone, which just enables him to read his messages and make a phone call? So I believe that when we do digitalize, when we go digital as a business, let's be humane in our digitalization. Let's have the client in mind. When we develop our touch points at my business, we understand our clients, their walks of life, their abilities and disabilities. And when we develop our digital platforms, we are developing them with them in mind. At onboarding process, we want to understand, that's the point where we actually profile and say, how do we develop our technologies to interact with our clients and to meet our client expectation? It's an onboarding process where we get the insight and say, Carol, how would you want to be engaged by us? Is it text? Is it WhatsApp? Is it through a chatbot? Is it through Facebook? Is it through Twitter? Is it through Insta? Or you prefer TikTok? When we understand that, if it is TikTok, is it going to be in Shona? Is it going to be in Ndebele? Is it going to be in English? So when we engage you, we are talking to you and speaking to you within your comfort space. So we also have blind clientele. how then can we profile our digitalization to speak to them in a manner that enables them to interact with us as a business? But very often we always look at what you and I want, and we develop that and dump it to our customers. Yeah.
All right. The importance of customer experience trainings. How is it important? Do you think organizations are doing enough to ensure that the CX experts, the CX representatives are trained, or etiquette itself? Because sometimes you get into I get into Zimnat, I want some assistance, and the attitude that you're just giving, you just feel like, end up your attitude, So are trainings enough, or more can be done?
The attitude you're talking about, Carol, is the one where we say, in Shona vernacular, and you wonder, are you here to save me, or you're here to get your pay at the end of the month?
Yeah.
So when I look at client experience training, etiquette, and the holistic impartation of knowledge, for me as a business, what's very key is the foundation. We need to build a strong foundation. Before we go and tell you how to talk to customers, what to say to customers, etc., do you understand the purpose of our business? Like I said, I come from an insurance background. Our purpose is to make life better. Do you understand what it means to make life better for a client who has just faced a bereavement? Do you understand what it means to make life better for a client who has just had an accident and they've lost their car? Do you understand what making life better, even for a client who's excited on how the stock exchange is performing? I think that our stock exchange has been performing very well for the past weeks. Do you know how to share the excitement with them? So for us, it's always that engraving of our purpose to our team members. The moment they sign and say, yes, I do to Zimnat, I want to be part of this organization, that's our foundation. We want them to understand what it means for us and for them, what it means to make life better for our clients. And it's on that foundation that we then come up with the customize our client experience training and etiquette and all the knowledge they need to know about how to serve a client. I believe that that's the key ingredient, the passing on of the DNA. You are known as Carol because you have your DNA of your father.
Yeah.
So we want to ensure that DNA, it goes beyond you today for generations to come. And it's only when we have that strong backbone, we are then able to have these trainings, which then really show the world that we know what we are doing. Otherwise, when you talk about trainings, I remember during my young days, to go for a training, Kelo was like a commercial break. Free food, free time away from the office.
Yeah.
When I go back to the office, do I remember
nothing.
what they were? No, I remember nothing. So for me, I believe that the training is a cherry on top of the cake. And let's ensure that the cake and the ingredients are perfect. That when you put that cherry, it's a killer to everybody. Yeah.
Okay. As we come up to the end of the program, your last words.
Well, Carol, one of my favorite client experience practitioner is Jean Bliss. And there's one thing which she said which is very profound. And for me, I always remember that. When it's time to say goodbye, who's going to come and say goodbye to you? Are you going to have a 3 blocks queue of customers to come and say, goodbye, Carol, thank you so much for making a difference in my life? And I believe that as customer experience practitioners, it is very, very key to make that positive impact in our clients' lives and leave that remarkable memory where when they think of you, it's all smiles. When they think of you, it's emotional, positive emotions. When they think of you, they want to sing about your excellence. They want to sing about your brand. They want to tell the good news to the next person. Yeah. And like I said before, clients, they remember how you made them feel more than what you say to them. So remember, let's make our clients feel excited to interact with us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really learned a lot. All right. That was Patricia Mchikavavere. She is the Client Experience and Engagement Executive for Zimnet Group. And today we were discussing employee satisfaction versus customer satisfaction. That was today's show. Catch me next week for a more insightful topic. I'm your host, Kara Konje. Goodbye.
Goodbye.